My sleep habits were horrendous, to say the least. I mean, I've always had a hard time sleeping.
We're in a war against distraction right now, and what we really have to do is optimize our energy.
There is one habit that I have adopted in the last 3 years that has fundamentally changed me as a business person.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business.
Living that believing life. Out here living that believing life. Every day we living that believing life. Hustle like we're living that believing life. Living life, yeah, so we grinding it out. Every single day we be grinding it out. Hustle like we living that believing life, oh. That believing life, oh.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's live your best belief life and learn the best routines and habits that will shortcut your path to success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Sleep more and meditate with Kobe Bryant.
Lesson 1, get an additional 30 minutes of sleep a night. Take it as a challenge, try to find that space, quiet your mind, and get your 30 minutes of sleep. And you'll see it makes a really, really big difference. My sleep habits were horrendous, to say the least. I mean, I've always had a hard time sleeping. You know, I couldn't figure out how to shut my brain off. So what made the light bulb come on is that I went out there and played a game, and I played like crap. And I was like, why am I playing like crap? Because I've been practicing these same moves over and over and over. But yet, I couldn't execute them properly. I was feeling sluggish, I was feeling lethargic, and I knew it wasn't because of my training, because I had trained obsessively. So then I started looking at other things. And that's when I came to the realization that, hey, Kobe, you're not 21 years old anymore, buddy. Like, maybe the fact that you're sleeping 2 or 3 hours a night, maybe that has something to do with the fact that you're playing like crap. And that's when I started really evaluating those things. And I'd say lesson 2 would be just 5 minutes of quiet time, 5 minutes for you to be mindful and to just sit and find that inner voice and just kind of listen to the self. And preferably would be in the morning as you start your day. I meditate every day. And I do it in the mornings, and I do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I think it's important because it sets me up for the rest of the day. You know, it helps me. It's like having an anchor. You know, it's if I don't do it, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the day, as opposed to being able to be controlled and dictate the day. Not that you're, you know, calling the shots on what comes forward, but the fact that I am set and ready for whatever may come my way. You know, I have a calmness about whatever comes my way and a poise, and that comes from starting the morning off with meditation. For me, it's really just listening to my inner self. I mean, that's basically it. Like you sit in silence and you just allow these thoughts to come forward, and you get a chance to observe the self and things that may be lying beneath the surface that if you don't have that time to sit quietly on your own, you'll never pay attention to. You know, because if you think about it, like, you know, the reality is we're paying attention to so many things that are going on around us. We're constantly taking selfies, we're constantly taking pictures to post on Instagram and all these other things, and we're constantly observing everything that's around us, but we don't take the time to really observe what's going on inside of ourselves. And that's what meditation is for me. In 2000, we had a new head coach that came to the Los Angeles Lakers by the name of Phil Jackson. And Phil was just coming off of winning 6 championships with the Bulls. And he was really big on mindfulness and really big on meditation. And it wasn't an option for us. So we'd sit in our film room, and he'd turn the lights out, and we would meditate as a group. And he'd teach us mindfulness. And it really connected with me because he was teaching mindfulness through something that I was extremely passionate about, which was the game of basketball. So it was told through the lens of, this is going to help you here. And so I had this curiosity about it. And that was my introduction to meditation. And then seeing the poise that we played with, The fact that we can be in a hostile environment with fans yelling and screaming and, pressure situations and it having no effect on us. Because we were never too high, never too low. We were just in the moment and felt very secure in who we were. And that was my introduction to meditation. I had a great experience, which really I learned a lot about meditation through this experience. I was on a jet ski, and I took the jet ski out in the ocean, and I just kind of sat. And I just let the current just take me wherever it was going to take me. And I really saw a lot of meditation through that moment because I wasn't trying to control the moment. I wasn't trying to force myself upon the waves and dictate where I was going to go. I just let the waves take me there. And there was a lot of peacefulness involved in that.
Rule number 2, get rid of your phone with Mel Robbins.
There is one habit that I have adopted in the last 3 years that has fundamentally changed me as a business person. And it has also changed my ability to manage my emotions so I don't get hijacked. I do not allow my phone in the bedroom. I know the research. Deloitte just did a study based on phone use alone, and 33% of people are reading emails in the middle of the night. I know that if you go to bed and the phone is right next to you, right? So you go to bed because you need your phone. Somebody might need you, and you sleep. If this is right here and it's not closed and the blue light is on, they've done studies where they have people at a table and the researcher will put their phone on the table, not even my phone. The researcher's phone, and the brain lights up like crazy, just with the presence of a phone. The research around the phone and sleep is so stunning that if you were to adopt one radical thing today, other than the 5-second rule, try putting your phone outside your bedroom, turn off the bzz, 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 so you don't hear it. Tell people who need to reach you to call you. My kids, I have a kid in college, a kid who's high school, kid in middle school. If there's an emergency, call me. There is nothing happening on your phone at 2 o'clock in the morning that's important. But if you allow yourself to become a tool of this is supposed to be your tool for selling, your tool for communicating, and we're all becoming the tool. Here's the other thing, common sense-wise, that I want you to understand. You wake up, the alarm goes off. What do? Whoop! So you're not even vertical, and you're reading emails. And what is in these emails? Other people's crap. If you don't have boundaries with this puppy, it's going to impact sleep, it's going to impact how much money you make, it's going to impact how much self-control you have. And so when I put this thing outside the bedroom and I wake up, I walk over to where the phone is, it's plugged into my bathroom, I turn it off, I don't look at it yet. I give myself 5 minutes. 5 minutes before I tune into the world to actually tune in up here and say, what's the one thing I'm going to get done today that really matters to me? If you're the kind of person that feels like you don't have control over your day, that your day gets hijacked, that you can't get to the priorities, that you're always behind the ball, this one planning thing will change your life. No phone in the bedroom, turn it off when the alarm goes off, 5 minutes, 5 lousy minutes, 5 lousy minutes before you tune into the rest of the world. And if you've got the kind of job where you've got to check it, get up 10 minutes earlier. You have control over this stuff, and it is so important that you take it seriously now because you're living at the slowest moment of your entire life.
Also, if you want to have more confidence and self-love, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
The fact that human beings, our strongest drive is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves.
And I looked at him and I said, I'm not a brand. I'm a person.
You might want to get honest with yourself. Like, instead of doing this I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this. Do you really? Because you can make it happen. You actually can. Look at all the idiots that are making money. You can make money.
Rule number 3, use the 20-20-20 formula with Robin Sharma.
One of the lines from right out of the 5 a.m. Club is one of the DNAs of legendary is longevity. So if you look at the Picassos, the Jean-Michel Basquiat, you look at the great sports champions, you look at the great history makers, they were much better at energy management than time management. And so we're in a war against distraction right now, and what we really have to do is optimize our energy. How do I do it? Well, I mean, I get to the morning routine, which the whole book is based on. But it's really quite powerful, because if you start your day with sweaty exercise, you're actually going to activate a pharmacy of mastery that exists in every human brain. I know you love the neuroscience. You're going to release BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. That's going to actually accelerate your processing. It's actually going to repair brain cells that have been damaged by stress. You're going to release the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is the fire neurotransmitter, which we all need as entrepreneurs and business builders and servants of humanity. Cortisol, the fear hormone, is highest in the morning, so exercising first thing in the morning is going to reduce that. I'm getting into my 20-20-20 formula, but I mention it because it is a way to maximize your energy.
So talk to us about the 20-20-20. I mean, you sort of started it there with the sweaty exercise, but what's the rest of that formula, which is pretty powerful?
Sure. So the new book is all about rising at 5 a.m., and that's because if you look at the great creatives and the great saints and the great humanitarians and the great titans of industry, many of them got up at 5 a.m. Even right now, you've got Tim Cook and you've got Howard Schultz, and it goes on and on. Before the sun rises is the time of least distraction. Before the sun rises, where you can build intimacy and fluency with what you want to stand for in your day. Before the sun rises, the luxury and tranquility of the early morning hours, you can do that deep inner work that will allow you to go out in the world and play at your best. So what the 20-20-20 formula is simply this. There's 3 pockets. The first pocket is move, 5 to 5:20. And you get into the sweaty exercise because, like I mentioned, it releases neurotransmitters, it reduces the cortisol, increases your metabolic rate, which gives you more energy. So now, and serotonin as well, which gives you joy. So now it's 5:20. Fundamentally, you feel different. You have energy. Your state is strong. You've got a fire in your belly, and you've accelerated your focus. 5:20 to 5:40 is the second pocket of the 20-20-20 formula, which is reflect. We live in a world where a lot of people are busy being busy, but what's the point of being busy around climbing the wrong Mount Everests? And so clarity is one of the DNAs of mastery. You know this. If you talk to the titans of industry and you talk to the people really getting traction around their ambition, these are people who have a monomaniacal focus on the few things that matter. They have an obsession bordering on a possession around the few priorities they want to build their life around. And so 5:20 to 5:40, the second pocket, you write in a journal. You meditate. You visualize. You do what I call in the book a blueprint for a beautiful day. Or you just sit in solitude and you think and you ponder and you reflect. And then the final pocket is 5:40 to 6 o'clock, and this is the victory hour. The final pocket is grow. But if you look at the greatest billionaires, I've coached many billionaires over the past 20 years. If you look at the greatest producers on the planet, these people have one thing in common. They are ridiculously curious. And no matter how much money they make and no matter how much impact they have, they maintain a white belt mentality. One of the keys to epic performance is a relentless commitment to daily growth. So that's the 20-20-20 formula that the 5 a.m. method is built around. And the premise is basically this: as you begin your day, so you handcraft the rest of your day. And if you have consistently great days, you're going to have consistently great weeks, quarters, year, and a lifetime. So your days are your life in miniature, and you got to get those mornings calibrated if you really want to win.
Rule number 4, prime yourself with Tony Robbins.
My very first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I want to get my head right. I do this thing called priming. Now, some people get up in the morning and they meditate, and I think meditation is wonderful, but I haven't met many people that can not think thoughts. This is a different outcome. This is about priming yourself. It's about putting yourself in the state where your mind and body will respond accordingly. We'll do 3 steps. It's really simple, over 10 minutes. So why don't you sit down and I'll guide you through it. So just get really comfortable. You want to be sitting up. Is that back enough for you to be able to relax?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, cool. And then the first thing you're going to do is your hands are going to come up as you take the breath in, and then you're going to explode out the nose, down. Explosive. That's it. Good. That's it. Keep going. 2 more. Good. Now relax. Keep your eyes closed. Have your hands open if you would on your lap, face up like that. Just feel whatever you feel. Just take it in. And you don't even have to respond to me anymore. You just enjoy it and take it in. And now just let your body relax deeply. And I'd like you to begin to think of a moment in your life you could feel really grateful for if you wanted to. It could be something little, Rich, or it could be something big. It doesn't matter. It could be from your childhood or this week. It doesn't matter. Do your best to remember it and then step into it as if you were there, kind of like stepping in your body and seeing what you saw then through your own eyes, hearing what you heard then, feeling what you felt then. Just savor it. Maximize that sense of appreciation or enjoyment or gratitude. Enjoy it, feel it, fill up with it. And now we're going to shift to the last piece, really simple. All you're going to do is focus on 3 things, one at a time, that you want to accomplish. 3 things you want to achieve. Live it and feel it and experience it. How was that? Yeah, what'd you feel?
Feels calming. Refreshing.
Yeah.
I get to like escape inside myself.
Yeah.
Basically.
There's 2 worlds to master, the external world and the internal world. They both have to be mastered, but if you master the external world, a la, Robin Williams, but you don't master the internal world, there's a big price. This is the one to master first, and so I start my day by making that, so I have this base to do it. I'm gonna live from gratitude today. I'm gonna live from blessing, I'm gonna be a blessing in people's life today. I'm gonna get stronger today, and I'm gonna achieve what I'm here committed to do. And the whole thing, we did that one in a little less than 10 minutes, to give you an idea.
And rule number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is have a good evening routine with Don Dapani.
How do I start my day on the positive side? I often wake up anxious and stressed. Well, Craig, thank you very much for sending in your question. I would like to respond by first asking you a question, and my question is, what do you do before you go to sleep at night? See, most people before they go to sleep at night are either checking their email on social media, watching a violent TV show or horror movie, or reading a scary book. All of those things can make you have a very restless sleep. And chances are when you wake up in the morning, you could feel very anxious and stressed. So for example, if you go to sleep thinking about work, then your subconscious is just going to be involved throughout the night on work-related issues. And when you wake up in the morning, chances are you can be anxious and quite stressed about it as well. So the best way to wake up not feeling anxious or stressed is to prepare to go to bed. And that's not something that people do very often. Here are a few simple things that you can do to prepare to go to bed. You should stop working at least half an hour before you go to sleep. So turn off your email, don't go on social media, just completely shut off, go take a shower, prepare to go to bed. And when you get to bed, sit on the edge of your bed, keep your spine straight, your head nicely balanced on top of your neck. Take a slow, deep breath in, and then slowly exhale again. And while you're doing this deep breathing exercise, focus entirely on your spine. And if you can't feel your spine, gently move your back from left to right a little bit so you can feel your spine. Focus on your spine as you breathe in deeply and as you exhale slowly as well. And then just lay down on your back and go to sleep. And obviously this is going to take practice. It may not work the first day, the second day, but if you consistently do this every night before you go to sleep, you'll start having really good, deep, restful sleep and wake up not feeling anxious or stressed.
Now I've got a special bonus clip with Jocko Willink on how to have a strict sleep schedule that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What will be your evening routine tonight? Number 2. How will you prime yourself tomorrow morning? And number 3, how can you use the 20-20-20 formula? And if you made it this far in a video and you are committed to making a change, I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
From my perspective, when people ask me all the time, I lack discipline, how can I get discipline in my life? And no one wants to hear this answer. No one wants to hear it.
Just do it.
One of the first steps you can take to impose discipline in your life is to wake up early in the morning. Because let's face it, when the alarm goes off, you got your head on that soft pillow. It's all nice and cozy and warm in there. You do not feel like getting up. You And so
he doesn't even have a snooze alarm. He doesn't ever hit the snooze alarm.
Yep.
You do?
And you should not. You should not. That snooze alarm is.
That's insane.
I call that snooze alarm the dream killer. Like when you press that snooze button, you're killing your dreams. So don't touch the snooze button. Now where I get
now, some would say that might be a little extreme.
No, where people get worried and people freak out.
Yeah.
Is sleep is healthy. Sleep is good for you. I know that. I get it. And people say you're telling people not to sleep. No, I'm not telling people not to sleep.
You do 6 hours every night. 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I usually go to bed around 10:30, 11, and I wake up at 4:30. So I get 5.5 to 6 hours almost every night. You know, and sometimes I tell people I think sleeping is good. I do it almost every single day. So, but people will freak out and say you're telling people to be unhealthy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not. You know, if you need, different people have different genetic needs for sleep. I'm one of those people that doesn't need much. Of my 4 kids, my oldest daughter needs even less sleep than I do. My middle daughter sleeps more like my wife. My son's somewhere in the middle, which, by the way, that means my middle daughter, she gets out of bed when you get her out of bed in the morning. She likes to sleep. So I'm not telling people, hey, don't sleep. But I am saying put yourself on a schedule. And you know, you ask why I don't sleep in. If I sleep in on a Saturday until 6 o'clock, that night I'm going to have more energy. And instead of going to bed at 10:30 or 11, I'm going to stay up until midnight because I got a little bit extra sleep. Well, now that next day I'm going to sleep in a little bit more. Now all of a sudden Sunday I'm sleeping in until 7 o'clock. Now, Sunday night, I can't go to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning, and you see where I'm going with this. I go into Monday with a lack of sleep because I couldn't fall asleep. So the most important thing is set a good wake-up time that works for you, where you get enough sleep, and then wake up that time every day if you can.
If you want to know 5 pieces of life-changing advice from monks and gurus, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.